I'm Colonel Rick Ong. I've been an emergency medicine physician in the Army for the past 20 years. I'm now transitioning to medical genetics, where we deal with rare diseases on a daily basis. I'll be coming back to Fort Bragg, Womack Army Medical Center this summer to start a medical genetics clinic. Rare diseases are defined in the United States as fewer than 200,000 people with any particular rare disorder. It's estimated there might be about 7,000 different rare diseases with a general incidence of maybe 1 in 2,000. In the United States, it's estimated there may be 25 to 30 million individuals with one rare disease or another.
So I'm Nazira Kelly, and this is Eric, my husband, and this is Ezra. We've been married for 6 years now this year, and we had Ezra in 2016. When he was 2 weeks old, we started to notice a few different things going on. He started noticing these like light streaks on his skin. I wasn't really sure what was going on then, but I thought maybe could be vitiligo. We went to see the pediatrician, and he first said, well, I think it could be like a type of birthmark. We'll just monitor it. And then a few weeks later, I noticed that Ezra's head really grew, like almost like double in size. Started having trouble with tummy time. We went to a different pediatrician at that point and spoke with her about it, and she said that she agreed with me that his head had grown quite a bit. And when I talked about the streaks on his skin as well, they were just becoming more apparent, like on his legs now. We started on his arms and his legs, and then she said, let's send him to a dermatologist. When we got to the dermatologist, she was the one that started to sort of make sense of it all. She said, I have a few concerns. She said that the pigmentation of his skin, it wasn't vitiligo, and that it was likely a type of mosaicism. And from there, she referred us to a neurologist. She said, with the large head growing so quickly and his skin, this might be like a neurocutaneous disorder. So that's how our journey started.
I remember the day vividly. It was my birthday, March 29th, and it was 2017. And that was when Ezra had his first seizure. That kind of started more defining our life. Medical showed up, MPs, and they took him actually to Children's Mercy.
So after the seizure, we went through a round of genetic testing. Everything came back inconclusive, said normal, which was really frustrating.
Rare diseases themselves are often characterized by facial dysmorphisms, physical or metabolic anomalies. Most physicians are not familiar with rare disorders that are genetically based, although the physicians, the patients, and the families have a strong feeling that there is something going on here that just has not been diagnosed yet.
Ezra is part of the Exceptional Family Member Program, the FMP program.
When we got here, I was set to deploy right away with 1st Brigade, 82nd. Great commander who I said, look, I got to get this EFMP stuff locked in before I jump on a plane. And he said, absolutely. There was no qualms about it.
When he was first enrolled, we weren't really sure what to expect with the program. But now that we've had some experience with it, I think it is extremely beneficial to families who have a family member that needs to see a specialist on an ongoing basis. I think it kind of gets a bad rap, but they do provide a lot of resources for you. They were the ones that informed me about the respite program that they offer. We qualified for a certain amount of hours based on Ezra's condition, and that allowed me a little break, because my days, every day, it's filled with therapies, it's filled with appointments, it's filled with my other, Zara's other activities, and he's deployed, so you're doing everything day and night. Ezra might have seizures in the night, so you don't sleep well. They're even here just to let you have a little nap if you wanted to. They're here to watch.
Go hit the gym.
Ezra, go work out. Yeah. Even cook dinner, because sometimes it's hard to do that. So you coordinate with your respite provider, but that's a service that I never knew was offered. I don't know how many families know that that's there. When he was deployed, that was probably one of the hardest things. Is you felt that urgency of like needing to do something for your child, and you felt like you couldn't work fast enough. You had kind of a few roadblocks along the way, just not knowing what you needed to do. I didn't know that we needed some stuff. Like we saw a developmental pediatrician at Womack, and I remember rolling up with my regular stroller, and Ezra was kind of slumped to the side with like blankets to support him, and she was wonderful, but she was just like, so is this how you take him around? And I knew right away. I was like, uh-oh, what's going on? And she said, I think we can do better. This is not bad, but I think we could support Ezra better. So that's when she started talking about adaptive equipment, getting a special stroller, a feeding chair, stander, even a bath chair. And I think out of all the equipment, that was like the game changer.
With me being gone, and then my wife through EF&P now finding specialized help at Duke and at UNC, while that was all great, we're super excited to find out about this genetics facility that's now going to be the future here at Fort Bragg.
So the future of managing rare diseases at Fort Bragg will change this summer when I stand up the medical genetics clinic. This clinic will augment the services already available at Womack Army Medical Center. We will be there specifically to deal with rare diseases and disorders so that patients like Ezra and his family who have been on a diagnostic odyssey will have this local resource available to help in their diagnosis and management.
We have now found this community, families with children like Ezra. So just having that community, it's helped our relationship. I mean, it's not that it was rocky, but like it's either I want to be a shoulder for her to cry on, or she wants to help me, but now we can just talk more openly about it.
Everyone's story is a little bit different when you have a child with special needs, but to have the same feelings and emotions about the not knowing, and then at times giving up and saying like, I don't really need a diagnosis, because it's not going to change the fact that Ezra needs, speech therapy, feeding therapy, vision therapy, but it does, because it allowed you to connect with other people.
It's not something you should cover up or hide. I've found nothing but support and compassion from my coworkers, but very importantly, my bosses or my supervisors. By sharing and getting this out in the open and being an advocate, there's just a myriad of extensive resources out there that, like my wife talked about earlier, that you don't even know about. You don't know what you don't know. And then by reaching out, we found his stroller, and then expanded to his bed, expanded to this medical, to now finding his diagnosis.
If I could offer some advice to parents who might be suspecting that something's going on with their child, start with your primary care provider, but trust yourself. You're the parent, you're the advocate. You yourself know your child the best. A lot of it is unknown, but you have to bring forward, you have to say, hey, please, is there something we could do? Is there an ultrasound, or is there a test, something? But you have to be the advocate for your child.